just kind of a quick rundown of the don'ts. Don't sound like an advertisement. That's number one, and it's a pet peeve of mine. There are some people on our team that still do that, no matter how many times I say it. But really, you need to watch the language that you use when you do post. That you're not sounding like an ad, because nobody wants to be sold to, and you're really most effective when you're sharing your personal story. And I've actually had several different people from different circles tell me that they had heard about Plexus before, they had seen other people post about it, usually people that were within like networking groups, and they just ignored the other Plexus person because they were posting like an ad, and my post caught their eye because I was sharing what was happening to me and sharing from a personal space. So once you start posting, do not stop posting. Do not make medical claims. That's kind of a big one. Especially with, well, really if there's a testimony that you see that has any kind of disease named in it, or kids, anything like that, share the testimony as it is, and you can add a tiny little thing at the top, but do not, in your words, do not say that disease name and Plexus in the same post. You can share the testimony as is, and you can say, wow, this is amazing. Do not share the word Plexus and a disease in the same, like you writing it, because that's a medical claim, and we don't want to get in trouble for that. We don't want the company to get to have someone come after them and ruin everything. So don't post prices, and don't post how much you make. You can post what you were able to pay for, but you can't post the dollar amount. The only exception to that is you can post the $35 ambassador.
Right.
Or you can post a picture of the 7-day and 3-day trials, because those have the price on them.
I really did a blender today.
Don't get down or defensive if you ever have a hater come around. There are haters out there. Haters are gonna hate. But don't let it get to you, for one. And definitely do not have an open public conflict with them. Just delete the comment. And if you really feel it necessary, you can private message them, but still never get on the defensive. Stay, kind of at an informational stance, and or kind of kill them with kindness. You never know what's going on and where that hate is coming from. Don't only post about Facebook, Don't only post about Plexus. You make sure that you continue to post what you normally would post on a day-to-day basis. Your Facebook audience is there because they they want to keep up with you and your family or whatever is going on in your life. So don't flip a switch and go all Plexus and turn them off, because you will get unliked or unfriended or hidden really quick. So make sure that you are still posting your normal stuff and just sprinkle in the Plexus. And like Shawnee said, post twice a day on Facebook, and then add in your other stuff. Right, good. Thank you. Oh, maybe not.
I put it on. Oh, you can't.
What?
Oh, I put it on stop.
That's okay. You can start again.
Will it start? Okay.
I'll just post it.
Okay.
Okay, that's okay. And then our last don't is don't be scared to bug your friends. Because not everyone is seeing every single post that you post on Facebook, no matter what. Whether it's a Plexus post or a non-Plexus post, not every single one of your Facebook friends is seeing your posts. So, for one, you're really not going to bug them, because they're not going to see everything. Two, if they're really bugged, if they're annoyed at seeing your Plexus post, then that's a personal problem. If you scroll all day long through, I see all kinds of people posting about how they hate their job and they're so tired, and negative things. I see the most appalling, disgusting, like rude, lashing out at people. And if they can't stand to scroll through my positive, uplifting, encouraging Plexus posts, then I'd rather not have them as a friend anyway. So if it really bugs them, then they can do something about it. They can unfriend me, whatever. But if it takes bugging 15, 20 people to help one to reach out, like Nikki, to really, like you guys, I'm sitting here in tears listening to you, and right, domino effect. If I had not posted on Facebook, seriously, amazing. Yeah, because Kendra is your sponsor, and Kendra I met at the same marketing group, networking group as Dorothy. But she told me she had tried Plexus and didn't like it. So I'm convinced. I went and friended her, and she was watching me, and then eventually it was like, okay, like maybe we should try this again. And we were messaging back and forth for a while. So had I given up or had I not even started and was worried that I would bother my friends, none of this would be, you know, come to fruition. So don't ever be scared to post on Facebook. That's all my don'ts. So let's go back into the positive stuff. So what should you do on Facebook? So the first thing that I on Facebook is post early, post often. So you don't have to wait, which is Nikki, you don't have to wait until you get your product to start posting or sharing about Plexus. Share your excitement, share, you know, that you're going on this journey, and you'll be surprised that people will perk up and ask you about it right from the get-go and be interested in what you're doing. And a lot of times they'll just say, let me know how it goes, but at least you knew they were interested and you'll be able to follow up later. Once you start posting on Facebook, do not stop. Whether you have dips in your business, whether you know, hit a plateau and you're not losing, whatever it is, even if, you know, if there's negative things going on in your life, do not stop posting about Plexus. Just commit to your 2 times a day and follow through. That is, I mean, you really have to think, okay, you're getting paid to post on Facebook and drink a pink drink every day. So that's not that hard.
It is not hard to post to post.
Exactly. So just commit to it, and even on the hard days, just continue posting. Post when you can. So as often as possible, make your posts a personal post. Whether that is about your personal weight loss journey, or whether it's using the fast relief cream. So that's really why you want to try everything, so you have a personal testimony about every single product, so that you're not always posting the same thing. You post about your family using it, all that kind of stuff. And it does take getting creative. Sometimes, you know, you can only do, for probably 2 or 3 months, I did like a weekly weigh-in when I was really, really losing. And now it's been slower, so I don't do that anymore. But so you can only do weigh-ins, you know, for so long. You have to get creative and think, like, Shawnee's washing the car, like, you know. I used to take pictures in Target. I took a couple of ones where I was standing in line and there was like the cookies at the checkout line, and I took a picture of that. Like, normally the 2 bags of those would have been in my cart already. Like, no, thank you, Plexus. So you do have to get creative, but that's why you need to be using all the products, so that you have different testimonies. Fast relief, the fast relief is really probably one of the easiest to use on a regular basis and have a different testimony, because you can say like, oh, I had a headache and I used it, or oh, so-and-so's foot was hurting and now it's not, that kind of stuff. Okay, be a copycat. So this is not elementary school. You're not going to get in trouble for copying. Okay, that's what you want people to do. You want your downline to duplicate what you're doing. And I would really encourage you to, when you see other successful Plexus people, which I'll get to this later really, but friend request them and watch them, because you'll see other people. I steal other people's posts all the time. So if it's somebody that's doing really well, copy their post. It's totally fine. When you see a good post, copy it, but still try to personalize it. So if it's a testimonial, like if it's a testimonial about eczema or like a baby's diaper rash or something, like, and your kids are grown, you can say, man, I wish I would have had this when so-and-so was a baby, because he had eczema all the time. Try to relate it to you so that people don't just scroll by. Make sure that you're still being honest. It kills me. I've seen this on our own team. Someone actually shared my payday post regarding like that I had made, you know, that I in my first month, or yeah, my first month I matched it and my second month exceeded it. They shared that like flat out, like copy and pasted it, and that's just not honest.
Your actual money?
No, you can't say how much, but they just said, you know, they copy and pasted what I had said.
Oh, as if they had sold?
Right, exactly.
Oh.
So yeah, make sure that you're still being honest with whatever you're posting. I mean, it just has to be said. So just do what you do with integrity. Do not click share unless it's a super long testimony and you really have no other option. But when it's like sharing from the testimonials page is one thing, but sharing somebody else's. So if I post something and you really like it and you click the share button, the only people that see that are our mutual friends. And most of our mutual friends are probably Plexus people. Or they've already been, if we have mutual friends that are not Plexus people, they've been watching me post for 6 months. So it's not like a big deal, you know? So you want your people outside of our Plexus circle to see what you're posting. So if you want them to do that, then do not click the share button. copy and paste, or if you can't, if you're from your phone, take a screenshot. So
What? I don't know how to do that.
yeah, we can.
I'll show you.
If you need a techie breakdown, we can do that.
I have my first smartphone. It's smarter than me.
Make sure that you change it up. Change up what you're posting. So when you post, that includes when you post and what you're posting. So don't always post at the same time of the day, because for the most part, I mean, Facebook has some really weird like algorithms that dictate when people see things, but still for the most part, if you're always posting at 8 a.m. and 8 p.m., the bulk of the people are going to see it are those people that are on then. You're going to miss the whole afternoon crowd or the late night crowd, whatever it is. So try to vary when you're posting, and then change up what you're posting. So your own weight loss testimonies, other people's testimonies, their health, like general health. I even try sometimes, like, you know, try to do one that's like, wow, amazing, like they lost 20 pounds in 2 weeks. And then make sure you do one that's like, oh, this person took 3 months. There was one recently that we've been sharing that was like, she didn't lose anything for the first 4 months.
4 months.
So just to make sure you encourage everybody, and they're seeing, you don't want to set up unrealistic expectations for the people that are watching that will eventually come to you. So if you're only posting like the amazing, like quick weight loss, then that's what they're going to expect. Include pain testimonies. Then you can post product information. Don't do a ton of like the sciencey stuff, because people are just like, whatever. But a little bit of like bulleted knowledge so that they understand what it is and how it works. You can post funny stuff. There are those e-cards that I love. And then vary up, like whether you're going to post long or short. I err on the side of short. We all have short attention spans. People are scrolling through. They are not going to click on a thing to read more. And if it pops up, because I still do it, I love Plexus, and I'm not going to read testimony that's this long. You know,
See how you read all
save
those
the long
testimonies.
testimonies for
You
something
did.
really,
So this is
really
good to know.
Save your
Yeah,
people's
read that.
attention span
Read
for
on
when
it.
you want to post something that's really moving and you want them to read it. So for the most part, I look for things that are short and quick. Okay, make new friends.
Oh, no, I can't.
So make sure that you're friending Plexus people, not just people within our team, but people outside of our team that are successful. Connect with old circles of friends so that you can expand your online audience. And then when you're out and about, if you get a chance to either strike up a conversation about Plexus, or even if you don't, like kind of like be sneaky. Even if you don't bring up Plexus, but you guys had a decent like connection, hey, are you on Facebook? And have them find themselves. Then you're just expanding your audience. And even if you never mentioned it, like I did that on, what was it, Friday? I went walking with some people in my neighborhood, and we did not talk about Plexus, but I immediately friend requested them because we talked the whole time. And I posted about Plexus like a couple minutes later, and my neighbor commented on it. So just when you're out and about and meeting new people, always try to get them on Facebook. And it doesn't have to be awkward. It's just as simple as, hey, are you on Facebook? Usually they don't ask why. Like, they're just gonna be like, yeah, no big deal. Don't try not to reveal too much in comments. So when people do start asking you, and when they see your Plexus stuff, I don't even like to post like the whole Plexus is a little packet that you shake up with water, blah blah blah. Like I just say I'll PM you and keep that completely private, because then you have people, I catch myself doing it all the time. I see other people and I see like 2 or 3 comments, I'll click to see what the comments are, and I read them. If they read your comments and even get that little blurb about what it is, they might not message you to ask you more. You'll never know that they were interested, so you won't be able to follow up later. And then make sure that when you do start posting on Facebook, detach from the outcome emotionally. So it's really hard because you start posting, died, that's okay, they're good.
It's different.
You start posting, and it's easy to get discouraged that you only have like 1 like, or nobody liked it, or nobody commented. But really, it goes back to thinking, okay, you're posting on Facebook, you're getting paid to post on Facebook regardless. Like if you're not seeing fruits right away, like you will, you're sowing seeds, just keep doing it. You have to build belief in your audience, and eventually it will pay off. So the thing that kind of really helps with that too, because it is hard to detach, is when you have a lot of Plexus Facebook friends, because they're the ones that are going to like and comment on it. So that's why it's a good reason to just keep finding Plexus people and friend request them. And nobody thinks it's weird. Everybody friend requests. Like I get a friend request and I look, and if they say like if there's anything about Plexus anywhere, or if my mutual friends are all Plexus people, then I'm like, yep, okay, no big deal. Okay, and then we kind of talked about this earlier, but keep your non-Plexus audience engaged with personal updates and the occasional, and I underline occasional, funny or interesting share. So if it's like a silly video or something completely random, I really try to limit that because, like we said, you never know. Not everyone's going to see every single post. So if you post like 30 things a day that are completely irrelevant, that are not your personal life and that are not Plexus, chances are that they'll see a post from you, but it's probably going to be one of the random, like, you know, whatever posts. And people post all kinds of crazy stuff. I mean, I'm not saying don't do it, but just keep it limited, because really what you want people to see from you is your personal stuff and Plexus. Oh, and then bonus point, you can post engaging non-Plexus posts. So try to think, I've been trying to do this more often, but thinking of questions to ask. So like yesterday, I needed to go buy a formal gown. I knew where I was going. I was going to Group USA anyway, and then to Windsor, but I still asked because I want people to get engaged, to comment on my posts, because then however Facebook works, when they see that those people are commenting and engaged with me, then my stuff shows up in their newsfeed more often. So that is the end of Facebook. So you want to stop your recording and then we'll go on.